I discovered that inconsistency with feed type to your tilapia farmed fish can result in them not producing as how they normally do. In other words, when you feed them like a particular feed uh, for 3 months and then you change it to a different type of feed for the next couple of months and then you change again, that kind of if there's a mixed breed and you're expecting babies, this won't happen. Stay tuned. Hi everybody, welcome again to another episode of Fish Keeping Jamaica. Welcome to my channel. My name is Raleigh and I do ornamental fish keeping and tilapia food fish farming. I have a backyard fish system in which is primarily used for academic purposes, research, and so as to share and on YouTube. Okay, so I went to my broodstock pond recently and I saw some white stuff. I'm trying to see if I can get some. Don't know if they actually consume them as yet, but some white stuff on the floor of my broodstock pond. Alright guys, alright, so this is an example of the white stuff, right? And guys, this white stuff is tilapia eggs. Now at first I was wondering whether or not I do have male and female within the space. Now of course this egg was not fertilized, so it eventually after a while it will become rotten, or the fish within the space will actually consume the eggs before they start to rot anyway, right? Okay, so let's get to the meat of the matter for this shear. Now I have some tilapia within this space, right? I have some tilapia within this space, and these tilapia are mixed tilapia, which if all governed properly should have been giving me fries by now. However, the tilapia within this space, as I shared in many videos, are of different age range, and so therefore the more juvenile ones, or the younger ones, tend to consume the babies as soon as they are released from the parents' mouth. So what I did, I went about actually trying to sex the male and the female, and guys, it's very difficult to actually sex them before they are fully mature. So although a lot of them might be in the pond, not all of them. This is more of the white stuff, guys. So you can see the more eggs. Right, I'm gonna be doing a water change, but I just changed the water. Well, I just be catching water on my hose stop to change my pond system water, right, guys? Yeah, this is a tilapia egg, right? It's not fertilized. All right, I'm coming to this story now. So I went about using the techniques in which I have used over the years, and I've actually been able to sex the male tilapia and, well, some male tilapia and female tilapia and place within the space. Upon after about probably about 4 weeks, not seeing anything, not seeing no eggs, not seeing any nest being, and nothing's going on. Another egg, guys. It's very soft, cushy. Yeah, it's not a blossom from the tree, it's an egg. Alright, so I placed some tilapia within the space and realized that there was nothing going on, right? So I took them out and I went back into the pond and I recalibrate, and I actually did a sexing of my tilapia. It was in the night I did that. I never did it on camera, because it was trust me, it was an impromptu moment where I just wanted a couple females. Males are very easy to find right here because I think I have more males than females, right? I'm trying to get out some of the feed that has not been eaten. I'll probably place them in the center so that they'll be easily reached, right? And so I took some of the bigger ones because you know that males are much larger than females, right? So I took some of the bigger ones that was in the space. I placed them back into the pond with a what I call it now, over on this side. That's the larger ones, and I look for they're hiding. So as soon as I'm coming to the pond, they have actually receded back down into the pond, right? Alright, so I took the bigger ones and I put them back here. I left probably about 2 or 3 big ones in here. Took out some small ones with their gut really looking very large, as if they had some amount of eggs within it. And I placed them here. Upon placing them here, right, after a few days, I realized the white stuff. Well, I messed around the water still because normally when I feed them and they do not consume the feed, I would actually use my net and actually take out the uneaten feed, right? Because this is a new broodstock, and I was just trying to feed them as best as possible, 3 times per day as required, getting them healthy so that they can reproduce, right? Okay, so for the long story short, I normally like scoop up the feed that is not eaten within probably about 10-15 minutes. I normally feed them the locally produced tilapia fish feed made by Hypo in Jamaica, right? And as a result of that, what I found is that the water gets stink, and you know it's not visible and all that. So I I was wondering, why is it that fish is not actually reproducing? And then I started to do some little checks, you know, some little readings, only to find that the inconsistency within the feeding of the fish, right? The feeding fish fish feed type, right? The fish feed type inconsistency can result in the fish body actually going through a different process of, you know, metabolism in getting used to the feed. So therefore the whole process of them preparing for reproduction it's kind of not cancelled or become sterile, but it's more like delay, and that is what I have been experiencing for the past nearly 6 months, because I've been on and off locally produced tilapia fish feed. Recently, I did a video where which I shared that I no longer use Aquamax because Aquamax, it seems as if the fish just doesn't reproduce as much as I would want them to, right? But upon being patient and you know feeding the fish, the locally produced fish feed over a period of time, um, I'm still in the research mode. I discovered that these are the white stuff, as I showed you before. There's a couple of them in the substrate of the pond. Right, these are the white stuff just came to my attention today. These are eggs, right? It's about probably about a dozen of these. These are tilapia eggs, right? Unfertilized tilapia eggs. So, um, being that I have these fish right here is like probably about 5 inches, 5.5 inches in length. Um, the 12 eggs that I see on the substrate would just be probably a small percentage of what was fertilized and taken up in the mouth. So I expect that one of them in there is actually holding. So what I've started to do now, so as to end up to preserve the water, you know, because as I said before, I have to be feeding them and scooping out the uneaten feed. I have actually reverted back to Aquamax, right? Remember, guys, this is a research-based channel, and so I am doing what I need to do so as to get relevant data, so as to share, so as not to be one of those persons who just guess and spell. I don't just go on the whim of a notion, but I go on evidence, data-driven evidence, right? So, I have reverted back to Aquamax so as to allow the water to be a little bit more, what I call it now, stable. Because rotten feed kind of make it unstable with the pH actually swimming up and down. So that's what I've been doing for the past couple of days. Well, yeah, for the past couple of hours, right? Started to feed them Aquamax again. So hopefully within the next 15 days, I should see some fries swimming at the top. Now, the good thing about these fish is that they have actually, based on my estimation, passed the juvenile stage. So they should not be running down the baby fish whenever they start to swim out. Right? That is primarily for like tilapia that is like roughly between 2 to 3 inches, or even fingerlings like these. Right? So fingerlings like these would actually run down or chase the babies and consume them. But it's not expected that. So it's not expected that these fish will do that. What I'll do, however, is to probably structure my broodstock pan a little bit better, having a nice little filtration system. I probably might do that task as a Labor Day work. I'm not sure, but we shall see what we shall see. There's a lot of green area right here in which the babies can actually hide. So we shall see. And there's an aggressive male. I know that is more than one male, but there's this male within the space. It's very difficult to catch as soon as I see fries. I'm gonna drop the water and take him out. He is not allowing other males to actually join in making nest and getting the female eggs fertilized. Alright, so I just wanted to share this with you. I hope that this video was of interest. You saw unfertilized fish eggs. You joined me within the, giving thanks that fries are on the horizon soon, and that I have actually correctly put the broodstock together. Now, you might ask me the question, why is it that I actually sold my original broodstock? That's it in business. Sometimes you actually have to sell to rebuild. It's a process in business. Thank you for stopping by, guys. Have a wonderful day. Yes, and I think I'm not 100% sure as to what my dialogue will be as far as the Aquamax is concerned versus the locally manufactured tilapia fish feed. I know that this feed allows them to have a little bit more meat on them, right? But this feed, the water is clearer and the water is not as stink as when you feed them with this. This feed, you have to actually change water very frequent. So it's cheaper, it's probably about $80 or $90 a pound, right? While this is $300 and something a pound. This is a small one. The larger one is $700 a pound. So you can just imagine $700 versus $80. So a lot of persons will go for this one. We talk more about that in the next video. Hopefully the next video I'll be able to share with you some fries swimming. Peace out, guys. Bye bye.